Welcome back. I have Abby here with me, and we are going to talk about a fun geometry lesson. We've been talking about a lot of different geometry ideas. We've done area, we've talked about volume, we've talked about solid figures, and today we're going to talk more about all of that together. We have this solid rectangular prism here, and we can do lots of things. We can find the volume of it by finding out how much space it takes up, how much fits inside of it. We could find the area of one of its faces or its base. Today we're going to do something kind of bold. We're going to find how much surface area or how much area is on the whole thing if we add up all the faces and the bases. The surface area, the outside edges, not the volume of what's inside, but the surface area of what the surface is made of. And to do that, we need to make something called a net. A net, think about a net when you like a fishing net or some sort of a net that you have. The pieces are like rectangles or sometimes triangles hooked together with knots. We're going to make a net of the rectangular faces of this on a piece of paper. So we're going to switch the view and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. It's really cool. We're going to see if we can find a formula for finding the surface area of a rectangular prism. Okay, so here we have a piece of construction paper. You can use whatever kind of paper that you have as extra paper. And here I have our rectangular prism, and I have a pencil. So what we're going to do is we need to make sure that we trace each piece of this solid. So I'm going to just move it over here, and I'm going to trace the part it's sitting on right now, the face that it's sitting on. And as I trace it, I know that I have done this back face. So now I know that I need to do another one because I know that this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 faces in a row. So I'm going to rotate this here and I'm going to draw the next one or trace the next one right next door. There's 2. And now here's this one. There's 3. And I'm going a little crooked on my paper, but that's okay. And there's 4. Now, Abby, have we traced all of the surface, all of the bases of this rectangular prism?
No.
Which ones have we missed? If we've done 1, 2, 3, and 4.
These 2.
Oh, the base? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it like this and rotate it up, and I'm going to trace this face, or the base, right here. Okay, I'm all done.
Nah.
Not yet? What do I need to do?
You have to get this one.
Oh, okay. So this was this one. So now I need to trace that one?
Yeah.
Okay. This might seem familiar to you because you've already done the lesson on how to make 3D solids. I bet you didn't know when you made 3D solids that you were making a net of that. Ooh, it's hard to see. Let me get a marker and trace that. Okay, there we go. I have retraced it in markers so that we can see it. All right, the only other thing we need is a ruler. And we're going to use the ruler to find the area of each of these rectangles. What we need to do first is we need to measure the base and the height. So I'm going to rotate my paper this way. I'm going to rotate this way, and I'm going to measure this as my base right here. So I'm going to say this right here is the base, and this right here is my height. So the base of this rectangle, I'm going to do it in, do I want to do it in inches? That's 4 inches. What is it this way? Ooh, 10 centimeters. I like that. 10 is an easy number to work with. So the base here is 10 centimeters. And the height is 6 centimeters. So I know that the area of a rectangle, area of my rectangle, is equal to base times height. So what's the base?
The base is 10.
And what is the height?
6.
What's 10 times 6?
6.
60 centimeters squared. This rectangle right here has 60 square centimeters in it. What do I know about this rectangle?
It's the same.
Ooh, 6 6 times 10 or 60 centimeters squared. What about this one?
Same.
And how about this one?
It's also the same.
So I was able to find the area of one of the faces. Face 1, and then face 2, and face 3, and face 4. Okay, now we've got our bases left. Base, we'll call this base 1. Okay, we need to find the base of base 1 and the height of base 1. 6 centimeters by, ooh, do you have a prediction?
6.
Why do you think it's 6?
Because it is a square.
Oh, it does appear to be a square. Okay, area of a square is the same as area of a rectangle. Base times height. 6 times 6 equals
36.
36 centimeters squared. And how about base number 2?
It's the same.
6 times 6? 36 centimeters squared. Okay, now we can find the total surface area of this whole prism. We just have to add up all of the faces and the bases. Okay. What do we have here? We have 60 plus 60
plus 60 plus 60
plus
36
plus.
36.
Now when we add up all of these numbers, it'll give us our whole surface area. 6 plus 6.
12.
Ooh, 6, 12, 18, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 312 centimeters squared is the total surface area of this solid. Is that pretty neat?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've found the total area, we've looked at how to find it by adding up each side. Let's look at how we can create a formula for finding this. Okay, so here I have this, and I want you to think about what I'm creating. I'm going to draw a straight line using my ruler with my pencil so that I don't use all of it, or I don't highlight all of it. So that is my straight line. So I'm going to make a mark with my piece right here at the beginning of this line, and that's where I'm going to start. Now I'm just going to make a mark. This time I'm not going to draw it. Here is one side, and there's the second, or face, and here's the third, and here's the fourth. When we talk about finding how much space goes around something, what do we call it when we look at the length around? Like when we're talking about a polygon, like this, like a square or a rectangle, right here. When we're talking about the length that goes all the way around, what do we call that?
The diameter. No.
We call that the perimeter. The perimeter is the outside edge of a polygon. So when we just found this, when we measured along this line, when we measured these marks showing the outside edge, that is the perimeter of our solid. So this makes the perimeter, or the length all the way around. Now we can measure the height. There's our height. I'm going to darken it up. So this down here is equal to the perimeter. This over here is our height. The perimeter equals P. This height, because we're talking a 3D solid, we're going to make it a capital H, perimeter times of the height. We could add in the lines to make this a rectangle, but we know that the space that this takes up is a rectangle, and the perimeter times the height is going to give us the area within there. So let's measure this. The perimeter of this rectangle is 24 centimeters. 24 centimeters. And the height of this is going to be 10 centimeters equals 10 centimeters. So if we were finding the space that this takes up, if we were looking at just these faces, oops, it got a little crazy there. I was just going to draw in the rectangle so you could see when I'm talking about it. If we were to find this, which is all of the sides or all of the faces added together, the perimeter is 24 and the height is 10. So we could find how much space is taken up there. That is 24 times 10 equals 240 centimeters squared. That's how much space is taken inside. But we learned last time that that's not all of it. We still have the 2 bases to add in. So we can measure out the base. We know that this is our base. We know that this side is 6 and this side equals 6. So to find the area of this, we know it's side squared, or 6 squared equals 36 centimeters squared. There are 2 of these, so when we're looking at our formula, we have 1 of our perimeter times our height, and we have 2 of our sides squared. So the formula, I know that was kind of tricky to listen to, but the formula for total area or total surface area equals the perimeter times the height plus 2 of our side squared. 2 side squareds. Another way we could write this, because the perimeter times the height is our lateral area, we call that the lateral area. Another way we could write this is the lateral surface area plus 2 of our base. Those are 2 different formulas, but they mean the same thing. The way we solve this is our perimeter times our height plus 2 of our bases. That's what we have right there, 2 of our side squareds. Or we could say our lateral area, which is all of the sides, plus 2 times the base being this whole piece. This is the base. Okay, I know that was a little bit tricky to look at it with the formula. So I don't want you to worry about that. I do want you to include your formula in your notes and in your journal. What I want you to worry about or think about is finding it this way. You can find it by finding each of the pieces and adding them together. And eventually, the more practice you have, the more the formulas will start to make sense. Because here you only had to find the area of 1 rectangle and 1 square. On the other one, you had to find all of them. Okay. I hope you enjoyed learning about surface area and nets and finding the total surface area of a solid. It's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. So for your follow-up, I want you to find something in your environment that you can make a net of and find the total surface area of it. I want you to take notes in your journal. I'll show you a picture at the end of this video, what your notes should look like. And then I want you to share a picture of your surface area net that you create with whatever you find. You can do, I want you to do 2 as follow-up. Find the surface area of 2 different figures. They can be a solid like this. It could be a small box that you have. It could be a book. It could be a lot of different things. You can be as creative as possible finding your rectangular prisms. Okay, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.